Hi guys, today I'm back with a discussion, you can say, or a topic on which I want to express my views. There are about 300 channels going on YouTube on, soulmate twin flame connections. Many very ascendant, masters, clairvoyant. They are expressing their views on how a soulmate relationship works, or what kind of twin flame relationships people may come across in their lifetime, how to handle them and all that. So I was watching this tarot channels, which they are pretty good, and they give you accurate prediction. Some of the predictions are really very um, true to life, you can say. So I just wanted to see, most of the people, or many of us, we don't even believe in tarots or astrology as such. Many of us, we would just hush it off, saying it's nothing, it's something which is not scientifically proven. So I just wanted to find out the truth behind it, and in the process I came across some of the truth that I want to share with you guys. Okay, now the first thing that I would talk about is, we often come across terms while listening to a soulmate twin film channel. They often use terms like divine masculine for the man, divine feminine for the woman, and karmics for a third party in the connection. And they talk about energy blocks, they talk about soul vibration. Now these words, actually, energy blocks, soul vibration. Now if you actually see the behind the scene things in all those terminologies, you'll find that these are basically taken from quantum physics theory, the law of quantum physics. So I just went through it, tried to find out how these laws or how these rules they are manipulating in these predictions, how their predictions are coming so correct. So in all this, I just found that, now let me tell you what is, in quantum physics, people who are very knowledgeable, they already know. But for the layman, in a layman's term, I am not a scientist, I have never studied quantum physics, but I've just read, and in a layman's way, what I could understand is, there are energy waves around us. Okay, and these energy waves, and it can be explained with an example. Like if you throw a pebble in a pond, what happens? It will create some ripples, some circular waves. Another pebble thrown, just after stone is thrown, if you throw another stone, what happens? Another wave will form, and these waves will, they will overlap each other. These are two separate waves, one overlapping the other. So in this quantum physics theory, we are um, surrounded by waves, and waves can overlap each other. So when we are using, like we often use this term, like wavelength matches. When our wavelength match, we feel comfortable in a relationship, we feel comfortable in a friendship, and then we go for that friendship, right? Because the wavelength is matching. Or even we say soul vibration is matching. So one wave matching the other, not exactly overlapping, but they are matching in the frequency, let's say. So they match. Okay, now these people, actually, um, and they can catch these energies, they can predict these energies. In what way? They are not physicists. That is the most interesting part. Now, quantum physics is a subject which is taught at PhD level. People may practice in India. Most of the work takes place in Europe and other countries. In India, in some of the universities, the top-notch students study these theories. But these theories are also practiced at a level of the yogis. Himalayan yogis, they never went to any university, never read but they knew the theories, they knew the vibration through their yogic practice, or through their how to, I mean, they had mastered on this. And whatever stream of education imparted by them, their disciples, gurus, like, they have taught their disciples in the same manner. So we have a community like this tarot readers I was just explaining. They actually catch on these waves and they interpret that waves. Like if two people are there, the wavelength is matching, they can feel, they say in this clear term that there is a third party. Now what is the third party? A third energy wave is palpable. It is felt in that one to one. Two persons are there, their energy level is matching. When a third energy field is coming in between, it is interrupting and it is creating energy block. These two and a third, it is creating energy block. So these energy blocks are picked up by them. They can feel, they can predict by their practices, by this this study what they have done as a tarologist or as a reader, ascendant master. They call them ascendant masters, they call them clairvoyant, they call them visionaries, and they are very perfect in that. And we don't even believe these theories wholeheartedly, because today I'm trying to find out the science behind this. There must be something. It just can't be like that, right? So I could say, I think I am on the right path in saying that they are actually picking up on the energy field. This is quantum physics, laws of quantum physics applied in tarots, applied in astrology, and in other this kind of studies, field of studies. If you talk about, say, this is also part of spirituality, spiritual practices. Tarot reader calls himself a spiritual leader. So this is also part of spiritual practices. So if you see this way, spirituality is how spirituality works in our life. Now if you see, we are talking about quantum physics surrounded by these things, all that we see in our lives, like telecommunication, the whole world is a global village. In today's terminology, we are living in a global village where one community connected by telecommunication. The whole thing is then, if you think in terms of waves, how we are connected to each other, how you are connected with our consciousness. It is wave. Quantum consciousness, this is the term I found somewhere. I will include the video below. Quantum consciousness. So everything is in the level of atom, molecules, whatever, the way in science they predict. So these people are picking up on that. So there is very much, science involved in it. How they have practiced it without, becoming physicists, that is their mastery. It only shows that Oriental. In Oriental, this culture, Oriental is Purvi, and the culture that we have in India or in the Asian countries, and Occidental is the Paschimi Sabhyata, means the Western culture. This is Oriental, this Oriental culture, these masters, we already had this knowledge, age-old knowledge from our very, from our forefathers or even before that, and that has been, passed through and from generation to generation. So when even this field of education was not developed, these masters already knew about this, and these readers are only catching on that. Now, having said that, science, everything can be proved by science, okay? So obviously we will look for science in all this. Now, what cannot be proved, that gap is bridged by spirituality. Now, if you say Big Bang, in the Big Bang theory, right? Through Big Bang, this whole universe is created. Now, how Big Bang happened? Again, there is some, smoky, not very clear ideas scientists have come up with. So they are still, research and everything goes on regarding this. So there is answer in spirituality for everything. What is beyond science is answered by spirituality. If you really ask an Indian, normal Indian, they will say it is created by Shivji. How Big Bang happened? By Shivji. So spirituality has the answer for everything where science stops, or science is yet to explore those areas. Spirituality has already. So religion has it has came from the spiritual practices. Okay, now coming back to this tarot thing, I will just tell you one story that I found in one of the sites and the tarot readers were reading. This video may be a bit long than expected. In YouTube, I can only upload up to 15 minutes. It is already 12 minutes. So I'll make a part 2 of this. So bear with me and do go through that part 2 video also. Or maybe I'll stop it here. I will start the story in part 2 section, right? Okay.